So what do we say as F1 heads into its summer break? Well, firstly, the number one car, Max Verstappen, that was a really solid win. He seemed largely in control despite starting from 10th on the grid due to an engine issue in qualifying. Apart from that one spin towards the tail end of the race. But, I don't know, Christian Horner called it one of his greatest drives. I think that undermines a lot of brilliant drives that Verstappen has had. Sure, it's his first win from outside of the top four. But a lot of it was down to the fact that he can handle that car, and the car package is built better than most of the other ones on the grid. I would have said that last weekend in France is probably more impressive. And I think his most impressive one to date for me is still one of his 2019 ones, either Germany or Brazil that year. But, yeah, I guess agree to disagree. Sergio Perez was 5th. Having started 11th, it was alright for him, but he was playing second fiddle. Don't know why Marco was saying he was on his holidays a bit early, but it's Helmut Marko. What do we actually expect? I think solid haul for Red Bull, even with 35 points, the most points for a constructor after this event. But second place as constructors for the event was Mercedes on 34. Don't think you were going to say that, did you? Lewis Hamilton coming back from 7th on the grid to finish 2nd with a drive reminiscent of his 2019 drive to a win. Maybe held up a bit by George Russell, but not enough to really catch Verstappen in that late phase of the race. George Russell getting 3rd from his first pole position. That was a very good lap, not purple in any sector. But where Carlos Sainz struggled in that middle sector, George Russell did well enough to be able to put himself on that pole position. Well done to the guy. I think that first win is coming up soon. But going into that summer break, the Mercedes drivers are 11 points apart from each other, I think. So it is pretty much neck and neck. In between them is Carlos Sainz, F1's newest race winner, who suffered from terminal Ferrari moments over the course of this weekend. Of course, one mistake of his own, didn't get himself in pole position, but things like strategy as well as supposed issues with the clutch. So I think that was more Leclerc's car on starts. Show the Ferrari having issues with the car as well as with the wider team. Some of the strategy calls seemed a bit more questionable today, like putting Leclerc onto hard compound tyres. Arguably the fastest runner of the day, even though I think Lewis Hamilton did end up picking up the fastest lap by a comfortable margin. They put him on hards, which dropped him to 6th. But Lando Norris, last car on the lead lap, just about. 7th place, good job for him with the McLaren. But he seemed alright in the launch, but the early phase of the race, once those soft tyres started to go, they really started to go for Lando. And he was dropping back from that, but he kept ahead of the Alpines, who did go on to the hard compound tyres. I think, was it still a 2-stop? I can't remember right now. I'm going to have to double check that while I'm talking about this. But yeah, I think it was a 1-stop, wasn't it, for the Alpines? Managed to make it work. Well, stuff now before the race was saying, what was it? We'll talk to you when we're on the podium, and obviously that didn't happen in the end. They're probably waiting for a safety car or a rain shower that didn't come. Points rounded out by Sebastian Vettel. Good overtake on Lance Stroll. That was probably more to do with the tyres giving way. Such a shame to see our full-time champion, 53-time race winner, not make it out of Q1 in the weekend he announced his retirement. But we've still got a few more races. Can hope for one more podium. Win 54 would be golden, but not held out much help for that. Because, wow, look at the fact that the top 6, short, was separated by 16 seconds, but 7th place was nearly a lap down. That means that Mercedes, well, we'll talk more about Mercedes in a moment. Because I want to talk about how Bottas had been running quite well before his engine gave up at the end of the race, causing a VSC. Zhou Guanyu was running alright as well in the other Alpha, had been running at the points for quite a considerable part of the race. Daniel Ricciardo really suffered late in the race, which is annoying because he had some good moves. And the Williamses, despite getting 1st and 3rd with TTT topping a practice session, it's more than I think Lewis Hamilton's done this season, actually. Yeah, towards the end, but ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, who had a late stop onto soft tyres. Yeah, are Mercedes back? I think that's probably the big question. I think they did really well at Hungarian, which is a happy hunting ground for Lewis in the past. Of course, George got points there last season. That was his first points for Williams. That was Williams getting double points that time last season. It was Latifi's first points as well. So that was a really good weekend for them last time around. I don't think we can really necessarily say they're the back, though. Spa will be another test, new floor regs, seeing if they are going to actually harm Red Bull and Ferrari like they say they are. I don't expect to see a good result from Spa because Merc are reliable, but they've not got the outright speed. But it'd be funny if Lewis won in Zandvoort, wouldn't it? Anyways, with a couple of weeks left until F1's back, I'm going to be doing a bit of content here and there talking about my predictions that I did at the start of the season. So make sure to stick around for those. Apart from that, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.